Most of you know by now that I've gotten a new cat. But before we get into that, we're going to discuss Dapper. Dapper has been gone for 7 months. So we need to move on. Okay? We need to move on. Dapper does not live here no more. He was rehomed. If you did not watch the video of me explaining why we rehomed him, I will link it in the description for you to rewatch. But we need to move on. In the video that I posted that we rehomed Dapper, I explained why we got rid of him. I also mentioned that I was not 100% sure if that is one reason Weezer was losing fur. He was the reason she was stressed and had anxiety so bad. Dapper tormented Weezer. He targeted her. He was so mean to her. She would hide under the bed. She was terrified of him. Let's get that straight. She was terrified of him. Now, as far as her losing hair, she does still overgroom, but we have gotten that at least 90% fixed. Weezer is currently on anxiety medicine. She takes it every single day on the dot. It's a medicine, you put it in her ear, and it absorbs. She's doing fantastic on this medicine. Even when Dapper left, she had already started coming out, being social again and everything. But putting her on this anxiety medicine has made a world, but putting her on this anxiety medicine has made a world of difference. Like, she's a whole different cat. Yeah. For Weezer, we did a allergy test on her. She is allergic to a lot of foods. I showed that on my Facebook page, what all she's allergic to. I also changed her litter because where she's over grooming is on her bottom area. So I went back to the litter that I used a long time ago before this even happened. Haven't seen much of a difference yet, but I only swapped back like 2 weeks ago. As far as her food, she is basically strictly on seafood. Seems to be helping a whole lot more. Now, even though her test came back that she can eat rabbit and duck and a few of those, even if I give it to her, she itches and scratches like crazy. So, I mean, it's not 100% accurate. We all know that. But as long as I feed her only seafood, she's fine. Like, there's no itching. Her fur seems to be growing back. But as you know, we got to move on from Dapper. Dapper is with Jasmine, my daughter-in-law, and my son. He's happy over there. So we're gonna move on. Just because Weezer was afraid of Dapper does not mean that she's gonna be terrified of every cat that comes in. That's not the case. Dapper was a holy terror. Like, Dapper was on a whole different level of crazy. He's got marbles up there that is not playing well with each other. Like, he's on a whole different level. Like, he's one of the worst cats I've ever seen in my life. Seriously. I had absolutely no intentions of getting another cat. Absolutely none. Waverly's been here for a little bit. I just kept it quiet. I went to PetSmart shopping for things we didn't need. And I made the mistake of going into the adoption part. And there was these 2 little kittens. It was a boy and a girl, both solid gray. And they were so cute. I said, nope, can't do it, ain't gonna do it. Waverly started meowing at me, and she said, take me home. So I took her home. Like, this cat was meowing at me like Willow did when I went to the shelter to find my passed away cat, a friend, Coco. When I went to the shelter to find Coco a friend, that's when I found Willow. And Willow was 3 months old, and she meowed and meowed and meowed, everything to get my attention. Well, that's kind of the way Waverly did, and I couldn't leave her in there. So I brought her home, and I kept it quiet. Anyhow, they're doing fine. Waverly is extremely calm. She is so sweet. She ain't no holy terror. Now, of course, when you first bring a cat in, there's gonna be chaos. That's normal. Hissing's normal. It's all normal. So, it's been a little while. They're doing fine. Weezer's doing fantastic. As long as Weezer's on her medicine, she is fantastic. Willow, she's just Willow. Willow, her and Willow's gonna be best friends. Tigger, he hissed at her for about a day, and that was it. He didn't care no more. He's like, whatever. Weezer actually stayed around her. She did hiss at her and swat at her. But I will tell you, Waverly stood her ground, and she hissed and swatted back. Waverly didn't take it. Weezer didn't take it. After they had their little psst, they was fine. Everybody's fine. Her and Willow hissed at each other and swatted. I did keep them separated for a few days. Letting them smell each other through like socks. I would rub all of them on socks and let them smell each other. And then I introduced them. Like I said, Tigger didn't care. He hissed at her for a few minutes, and that was it. Weezer, they go in the same room. I'll show you all that. And they're fine. So here's some footage of all them together, no voices. I will let you meet Waverly, and she will tell you her story and give you her personality in the next video. As you can see, the door is open. They can come and go as they please. They are all just chilling, and they're happy. Especially that one. Now we're going to get up close and personal. Nothing happens. As you can see, Weezer is perfectly fine. She's happy. She's not scared. She's just chill. And Sassy Britches up there don't care either. Now, feeding time, we are still working on that because they are getting used to their spots. I had to change their spots. Tigger and Willow always eat on the floor. Weezer up top because she ate different food. But to keep everybody away from Waverly's kitten food, I had to move them around a little bit. So we're still trying to get used to our spots.